Hi everybody, and welcome back to Plastic Models by a Regular Dude. Today, since there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of activity going on the old YouTubes right now, leastwise with a lot of the channels I subscribe to, and I'm sure a lot of it has to do with holidays and stuff like that going on. Thought I'd do just a quick video, just blab a little bit about what's going on the bench. And a few other things maybe. Still working on the Takom 1/35 scale King Tiger with Porsche turret. I know that's incorrect. And construction is done. So all I have to do is apply the decals and do some weathering. And it will be done on the inside, on the interior. And then with that, I'm going to set it aside and start working on the HE111. Again, I'm just going to set it aside so I don't want to burn myself out on this kit because I really dig it. But it is very complex and a lot of stuff involved. So I'm going to get the interior done and set it aside. But anyway, so far so good. I really like the kit. Again, Patrick Schaefer, thanks for sending this my way. I appreciate it. It's been a really fun kit so far, and I'm really digging it. One thing is kind of funny, though. Well, first let me talk about this. HG Barnes sent me some Dark Iron Mr. Metal color, number 214. And he sent that so I could use it on the interior of this kit. And I have to say, I really dig this paint. It's really cool. Because you spray it on, and it looks like that. Real dull. Just almost a blackish gray. But then you take like a cotton swab or a rag or anything, and you just kind of do this number on it. And it makes it nice and shiny and metallic looking. This particular color gives it almost a graphite color, but the nice thing about it is, I discovered, is it is impervious to, once you buff it, you can mask it. And I experimented first, and I thought, wow, that's kind of cool because I figured it might, discolor the surface or something, but not even. It is very, very tapeable, which makes it nice for, painting other stuff around it. So if you needed to, if you did need to mask it for any reason, no problem. So anyway, it looks really good though. I really like it, and it's going to come in handy for a lot of different things on this and future projects. But it gives this a really nice metallic look. So anyway, there's that. That's really cool. I like it. Now here's something else that's kind of funny though, is this is what I was going to say, is here and here, first aid kits. And as you can see, the red cross there is covered by a strap. And the straps are, molded in place here on these first aid kits. So I kind of assume that the decal would be in two pieces to fit on either side of the strap, but it's not. They're solid. So, whoops, I'm sorry getting in the shadow of my camera holding positionable arm. It's solid. So, but it's no big deal. It's easy fix. What I'll do is I'll take my hobby knife and I'll just trim out where the decal would be, and I'll just treat it as two decals, one per side of the first aid box. No big deal. I just thought it was kind of funny, considering where they go, and it's not a removable strap. It's not a strap you glue into place, not photo etch or anything like that. But no big thing, just something to point out. But anyway, this is going really good, and I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. The detail on this thing is just crazy. I mean, look at all the plumbing on this thing. It's insane. But I got a lot of weathering to do on that, and I'll start working on that. So anyway, that's that. So the next kit as I mentioned in my update earlier in the month, my next kit will be the old Lindbergh HE111, Heinkel HE111, that was boxed with two P47s in conjunction, in some kind of relation with the Discovery Channel, called Legends of the Sky. Two P47Bs and the HE111. All comes boxed together. So I'm going to start working on that soon. Hopefully before the holidays, but I don't know. We'll see because, this time of the year is pretty busy. As everyone well knows that, partakes in, the Christmas time holidays. I mean, even if you don't really celebrate Christmas, it does seem to be a busy time for some reason, with jobs and stuff like that, and, get-togethers of all kinds. Family likes to visit this time of year, just, that kind of thing. So, nothing new on the bench. This weird just kind of turned into like a flipping regular update, but I went and got some brushes. I got them at my local Hobby Lobby, large hobby and craft store retailer here in the States, and they have this one set, and I bought one before. Man, it's probably been 3 years, and they're golden Taklon bristles, and they come in a variety of sizes. This is what you get. You get this number 4 and a number 8 in the round, and then you get these various flat brushes, and you've probably seen them before in some other videos. I generally use these for weathering type stuff, for applying washes, pigments, whatever. I don't care if they get destroyed, because a whole pack like this is $5.99. But the funny thing is for painting details, this number 4, I mean, obviously as long as it's not too small a detail, but still you can get pretty small with this thing. These are really, these are good brushes for the price. I mean, obviously you're not going to be doing any figure painting, or I wouldn't think you would, but, they do work really good for painting detail stuff, and they're inexpensive, and they do last a long time, because here's the ones I've been using for years, and like I said, these are the ones I use for washes and dry brushing and blending, oil dot rendering, whatever, and they really seem to work good, and they last a long time. It's kind of amazing. Some of them are pretty well destroyed just from well, I shouldn't say they're destroyed, but they're a little bit frayed and stuff like that. But that's I use for scrubbing and doing different kinds of weathering and stuff. But like this one right here, I've used this one like to death. This is the number 4, I believe. As you can see, I mark them so I know which one I use them for. This one I use for pigments. Use it for really getting scrubbing, getting in corners and stuff like that. But they're pretty cool. So if you have a Hobby Lobby in your area and you just want some inexpensive brushes that do a decent job, you might check them out. I mean, it's only $5.99. So there's that. So last thing I want to talk about, because I want to make this kind of quick, I just want to throw some kind of content up before I do my final reveal this weekend of the Airfix P51 for the Peter Person tribute build. I've been reading some stuff on some of the forums lately, and this is going to be kind of posed as comments and then a question that you guys can answer below. But I have noticed on some forums, in general, the forums I check out, I've whittled them down over the years, because some people can just be, kind of jerks in sharing their knowledge. It's almost like they're trying to, really impress everybody with their, their knowledge of whatever a given subject is, getting into the realm of what a lot of people call rivet counting. And, man, some people can just really get bent out of shape on either side of the coin. It's like, rivet counters are jerks, and, the guys who are rivet counters, it's like, if a kid has even the slightest dimensional flaw or anything like that, they just come unglued. It's like, what's the point? What's the point of even building this kit? It's just, look at the inaccuracy. In 1/35 scale, this turret is, 1 millimeter too narrow at the front. And although it's kind of cool to have that kind of knowledge, I guess maybe it's the presentation. If you come off sounding like an arrogant, know-it-all, it can be kind of off-putting. And then you get other people say, well, this is a really cool kid, or it goes together well, blah, blah, blah. But, if you're really into the finer details of the kit, just be forewarned, if you're really into it, the front of the turret is a little bit off from the technical drawings or whatever. You can get the same kind of information without coming off like a know-it-all. And so over time, I've really whittled down the forums that I partake in. I usually don't have a lot to offer, but I do enjoy reading them because there's a lot of useful information and photos and stuff. I mean, it can be a really good tool. And one thing I think that's become apparent with in reading some of these forums and stuff like that is that anymore you can't really take the current knowledge as the end all. Somebody's going to find some obscure document or something that's going to totally shoot previous thinking right out of the water. Colors, color matching, stuff like that is just insane. So this is the point I'm getting to. For myself, I like to basically do the best I can with the available knowledge, knowing that it could be incorrect or knowing that it might be a bad source or whatever. I just, I'm not the type of person. I mean, I'll do some research and I will do my best to make a somewhat accurate portrayal of a kit, but I'm not going to say that it's 100% accurate, and I'm also not going to, think that the information I'm getting is 100% accurate, because there can be mistakes made. Because I heard on a podcast the other day, the Squadron Signal books from back in the old days. An example being, now this one's 2014, so this one is really not a good example because it's a newer one, but there are older ones, like for example, Panzerkampfwagen 3 in action. This one is copyrighted 1988, okay? A lot of stuff has changed and been discovered that shoots some of the stuff out of the water as far as details and accuracy issues, colors even. Colors, people will go on for flipping days arguing about colors and stuff. And, these were great for the time, but apparently, and I'm not bagging on these books because I love them. They have a lot of really good pictures and stuff in them, but some of the information is just, been proven to be not correct anymore, whether it be colors, camouflage patterns, how many vehicles were done in a given color, whatever. So I just try and do the best I can with the information available. Granted, 10 years down the road, the kit that I've built that was, pretty much accurate or somewhat accurate for when it was built, new information may have come about that it's just like, well, that's not the case anymore. So, I don't know. It's kind of a bummer sometimes when you're reading a good article and somebody pipes in and just wants to be a knucklehead about it. But, so here's my question to everybody, and if you want to comment below, go ahead. If not, then, no big deal. I'll get over it. But, what is your opinion on rivet counting and accuracy as far as, the actual mechanics and the the details of a kit in comparison to the real thing as we know it, and colors, as far as color accuracy. How much of a stickler are you for it? Now, let me clarify that if you're one of those kind of people that is just like the bolt pattern on Tacom's, Panther G, and I'm just using this as an example, it's just the only thing that's coming off the top of my head, is off by just a little bit or whatever, that's fine. I got no problem with that. I mean, good grief, the fact that you can absorb all that stuff is pretty flippin' awesome in my book, and those kind of people are nice to have around if you have a question, because you can generally get a good answer. So this isn't a this group versus this group thing. I'm just curious as to what your thoughts are as far as detail, color accuracy. What side of the fence do you fall on, or are you somewhere kind of in the middle? For myself, I consider myself somewhat in the middle. Now, if you have a kit that's like, obscenely off, I'm not going to say I won't build it, but I do like a kit that's dimensionally and detail-wise as accurate as possible. I like that because, I want to get as close to the, real thing as possible, but it's not a deal breaker for me. If I get a kit and find out it's like, oh, the whole nose of that thing is totally incorrect, well, I may choose to correct it just for fun, or I may just build it right out of the box and say, well, it is, vehicle X. It may not be totally accurate, but looks pretty good. So, what's your thoughts? Which side of the fence? Ultra realism as far as detail and paint, color matching, and all that kind of stuff, or you just don't really give a flying hoot and you'll build it, wherever, and that kind of stuff is just kind of ridiculous, or are you in the middle? Okay. So for me, I'm in the middle. That's me. So anyway, that's kind of it for right now. I just wanted to do a real quick video just to get some kind of content floating around the webs, the interwebs on the YouTubes. Hopefully the FTC won't, shut me down or anything. No, I'm kidding. That's a joke. That's getting kind of out of hand. But comment below if you would. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'd appreciate it. So hopefully this wasn't too boring and too, off the cuff. But anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching Plastic Models by a Regular Dude. I'm going to go outside now and enjoy my gloomy day out there. There's a bit of fog, so I'm going to enjoy that while I do some work. So anyway, that's it for now. As always, if you have questions, comments, concerns, hints, tips, or otherwise, put them in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. So until next time, see you all later.